Morning, everybody.
Morning, Paul. How you doing, sir?
Great. How are you guys?
Good. I like how you have your big color screen thing. How'd you do that?
It's magic. Playing around with some new stuff.
Cool. And you're in the new studio.
Cheers, Lisa.
There we go. A bunch of people early today.
Well, it is 7:57.
No, I know.
If you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late.
Actually, I just said that today. We're at a UPS. The saying was 5 minutes early is late. That was their saying at UPS.
I grew up on Wall Street, same thing.
Let me start sharing screen here and get this up.
Good morning.
Morning. All right. Actually, Paul, let me make you the
Got it?
co-host so you can bring people in. And we can get started in a minute here. All right, I know a couple people mentioned they weren't going to be in.
Morning, Matthew.
Hey, good morning.
All right. So as we start to grow the group, I was advised that we should do this, which made sense all along. But just a note, everyone is being recorded. And by being recorded, you agree to the terms of service on our website. So I'll start every meeting with that going forward. But just so everyone understands they are being recorded. All right. So we'll go forward. Our monthly lunch and learns for our speakers. We are almost full with May. We just have one more spot available. Would love to have someone that deals with the ancillarily around the funeral business, around any of those things, all the probate lawyers, all the things that happen after someone's gone and the impact that it has on those individuals and what they could do to make their life easier. I mean, it's a very stressful time. I know a bunch of funeral directors and I've talked to all of them, and the problem with their business is they're literally on call 24/7. So if they schedule a time to be on a presentation, they can't because they can't answer the phone. So they literally can't schedule. Their life is literally on call. So I reached out to the board of those, the groups that represent them. We really just need one more spot on that. We could go with the two, it's fine. But the third position is really just talking about, it's shaping your legacy while you're alive, making sure everything is good. And then it's about what happens to those who are left behind. And if you're one of those people, and that's really the second piece. So that's our legacy event. Now we can start focusing on bringing people in for our marriage event. This one, it's getting married. Everyone talks about that aspect of it, but it's also ending the marriage. So I assume lawyers would be a good one for this. Either divorce attorneys, arbitrators, the mediators, anyone who deals with child law, separation, all those. So I imagine lawyers are a big thing in the ending of the marriage phase, some of the financial aspects that happen, just coping with it, dealing with it, all those things. So that's the kind of theme process that we're thinking about for the June.
Hey, Dennis,
Yes, sir.
do you care where they're located?
No, I mean, again, the focus is to have eventually is to have people just from the teams, and as we have more teams, that'll be, more
I used to
competitive.
coach somebody who was a lawyer, and they developed this platform for after you go, it automatically lets everyone know and tells you the arrangements and does all this stuff for you. She'd be great, but she lives in Colorado now.
Well, that's okay. That's okay. Again, yeah, no, if it's, as long as it's subject matter expertise that's going to add value to the people who see it, that's really what we care about.
And what was the date of that event? I'm sorry.
The legacy event is on 5/13.
Thank you. Okay, I'll ask her.
Excellent. So getting into our karma, we're about halfway through our April, so I'm letting everyone catch up. We're starting to get a couple people at 10. So we're going to go through, and starting next week, we'll start recording as far as where we are with everyone having at least 10. The 20 plus is a little aggressive, but I just kind of put that. Oh, our total karma score. But we want to make sure that each individual hopefully has about 10 reviews with enough people that are out here. So we're just trying to make sure that everybody gets the reviews so that they get founded. The process there, again, is really simple. You just go out to the website. And again, we kind of give a guide to help you. You don't have to follow it directly. I mean, if you just go in, the people who are on the team, start reviewing their profile. After you do the review, they'll send you judge.me, I think it's called, will send you the link. When all you need to do is say, yep, that was me. And that verifies it. That verified link makes it very powerful so that the person's information can be found. And again, if you don't want to do it for individuals, that's fine. Do it for the team. If you don't want to do it for anyone on the team, you don't want to do it for anyone here, why are you here? Because we're working for each other. So that kind of becomes the $1 million question. Why are, the karma's there, you're a one-way person, and you're probably not the right person for the team. So that's where our goal is and our focus going forward. So, oops, my slide is backwards here. This, we're going to talk about this week. We're going to be talking about, I'm taking it off anyway. We're going to be talking about training, where people go for the training, the type of training they're having, and just kind of have an open conversation and discussion on whether it's personal training, whether it's individual training, whether it's personal physical training, whatever type of thing. What are people doing to broaden their knowledge and to grow their knowledge individually and for their teams? And with that, I'll shut up and let people start talking. And I know, Chris, I can let you kick it off. I know you have a lot of educational kind of things that you offer, so you might be a great person to start the conversation.
So I don't know how to really do that without pitching, but I can tell you that yesterday we had a great sales training class, and Jeannie was there because we got to role play. So it was part 3 of a 3-part class on how to have a sales system. What do you do if you have a one-to-one here and somebody gives you a referral? Do you know how to handle that situation? And you have an hour meeting. We have a simulation that we do in 60 seats on our bus, simulating a 60-minute meeting. We break it down. Well, yesterday we role played based on the previous 2 trainings, and it was phenomenal. And Jeannie can attest to this, and I've never seen this before, but so we're role playing, right? We set people up. 2 of the 10 prospects turned into live buyers on the spot. It was amazing to see that, and how it just flowed and was conversational and it was easy. But, given the opportunity to practice stuff before going live is a real advantage and hard to do during Zoom. What do you do? Practice with your dog, practice with your kids. I remember I used to line up my kids whenever I had a big talk coming up. It's just not the same, but if you get an opportunity to practice things live before going live, do that. That would be the best advice I have. And sorry, you caught me a little off guard there.
No, I didn't mean to. Again, it's meant to be an open conversation, and that's it. I mean, I think with the availability to have video made so much cheaper and so much easier, and videos doesn't want to. I mean, my kids, they want to know anything, just go to YouTube. They just look it up. I mean, as far as finding what you need to find, the information is out there. But now it's how do you know the information is quality and where are people going? So it's more about what are people using and how are people doing it at their companies or wherever, or are people just not and just winging it? And that's kind of the more of the conversation, the question, and try to get a flavor for. Now, Lisa, I think your group does a lot of it where they're training each other on the spot. And that's a big part of what you guys do, right, Lisa? Both Lisas, but I'll start with Lisa DeVorn.
Sorry. Yeah, no, we do a lot of actually just training with folks that are following the program too. We do a lot of Facebook Lives and web page support. So, and individual support wherever people need it.
Yeah, that's it. I think that's it. And Lisa, how have you found, I mean, as far as how your world has changed a lot when it comes to giving the structures of the formal classes versus pandemic and having to figure out how to do it? Can you kind of explain a little bit about where you were and where your business has progressed?
Me, Lisa?
Yes.
Lisa with heart? Okay.
Yes.
Well, what I've noticed and I've shared many times is that I used to have big groups of 12, 15 fitness instructors, Boy Scouts, anybody coming to me, new parents. And now going online, there's some intimacy to it. I go into people's living rooms. Think about that, right? They have a baby, the baby's sleeping, they come to me, I train them in CPR. So going into people's worlds quietly has been definitely different, more intimate in some ways. I've done corporate groups, corporate training, do team meetings like this. We're considered a team. I go in to a team Zoom and I, train for 20 minutes, a half hour to an hour, and I just tell them what they need to know. So it's been a shift. And I'm just going with the shift because it doesn't look like things are ever going to be the same, nor should it. So I will adjust as it keeps coming at me, whether I, choose to focus people coming into Zoom or if they want to come live into Morristown. So thanks for asking me about that, Dennis, because I know, when I train people and they need the hands-on, they come in, so.
Yeah, no, and I can't stress enough. My wife just continues to rave about you. She's telling the whole commission that does all the private schools in New Jersey.
Thank you. I've been starting to pick up really after this pandemic. I feel like people are on the other side, finally ready. I'm going to mute before my dogs bark.
No problem. Great. And Paul, I know you did a piece on LinkedIn Learning. I mean, what other tools? You're always good with what's out there in the cracks and nooks of the internet.
Yeah, so this is perfect timing for two things. Number one, I personally did last week 5 days of training for me. 2 of them were from a group that I belong to that helps. It's kind of like a coaching program for marketers like myself. So there was all kinds of training for sales training and getting your message out, et cetera, as well as how to do things, the operational piece. And then there was a 3-day Friday, Saturday, Sunday training that I attended of. There's a sales guy, some of you may have heard of him, called Grant Cardone. And he's a very interesting character. He's great at what he does. People either love him or hate him. And it was all about sales and scaling and doing some things. So I like to find different areas, different people, different perspectives when I'm attending the training to learn. And then I actually have a membership group where I'm teaching them and training them on how they can develop their website, how they can work on their marketing. And pre-pandemic, actually up through the late summer, we would meet just once a month. And in late August, we started to meet weekly. So to bump it up and give people that extra hand. So that's kind of what I'm doing as far as training for me and training that I'm doing for others.
Excellent. Great. And then Randy, I'd be interested to see how's the bank still doing their training?
So I was just going to say, we used to go, up to headquarters sometimes, like Buffalo, or they have places in Maryland, Delaware. Now it's all Zoom. M&T actually just bought a bank, and whenever they buy a bank, and they transition, they have this buddy system. So they send a few people to each like new branch to help them kind of transition. And I think it's actually going to be done over like WebEx this time. So that'll be kind of interesting, but it'll be kind of cool because you can kind of always be there, jump in and out, and it makes, you know, life a little easier. But yeah, pretty much everything's done over WebEx or Zoom online is how we do most of our things now. And it's kind of funny, like I feel like I'm always training customers, right? So in this new digital world where, you know, a lot of our clientele seems to be older, you know, a lot of them have gotten the app, but they're like, I don't know how to use this thing. So we'll sit with them. We can even email like digital demos to show people. So you can actually, once you get to one demo, so if you were like, if Dennis, you were like, hey, I can't set up my online banking, I don't know how to do it, I can't come in. So what I'll do is I will send you a digital demo, and then from there you can look up how to, I don't know, send money through Zelle, or you can do other things. And we even have it's called like a money mentor program, and it's got a few different you know, categories to it, and it's kind of made towards the, you know, depending on the audience. So yeah, the bank's always doing different, you know, training for employees, for, you know, for customers, for prospects. It's pretty unique.
Awesome. And I know Candido and Chris, you could attest, I've got my CPA and my insurance license. So I literally have like 60 required hours a year of training. So I'm doing all kinds of, I'm constantly training. But if you guys want to talk about how you guys find your training, and Jake too, I'm sure you're doing it as well. So how do you guys do your training for the most part?
Yeah, I'm happy to jump in, Dennis. I was going to volunteer as it was. Yeah, so correct. So in the financial services space, when you look at kind of that supply chain, you know, we have a lot of companies we work with. So much of it is obviously online, right? Learning, either reading, going to Zooms. What I found has been helpful are those certainly hosted seminars or webinars, and that's still via Zoom. But maybe in our industry, a little different is many times we have senior advisors, been in the business, you know, 20 years. And although the companies can tell us about strategies and ideas for households and businesses, a lot of times we get that, you know, that intel or that experience from a senior advisor. And that's more, you know, concepts and ideas, not so much the technical, but that would be from, you know, my world. And it's really a smattering of things and really what fits, you know, your sort of a focus. I'll turn over to Candido if that's, you know, you may have different ideas too.
You're unmuted, sir, but we can't hear you. Still can't hear you. The little X is gone, but we still can't hear you, sir.
Plug in your mic.
All right, we'll jump to Jake. Candido, go ahead, Jake. If we hear you, we'll let you know.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you now, Jake.
Fantastic. So I had a few different, you know, career paths that had different trainings associated with them. Most recently being with some Sandler training. I'm not sure if anyone's ever heard of Sandler, but it's, you know, fairly popular, and it's a really good style in a way that helps you differentiate yourself from others by doing what everyone else isn't doing, essentially focusing on the customer, making sure that you're, you know, asking the right questions, and being a real human being, and not being, you know, just a salesperson, you know, so identifying that this is an actual human being that you're speaking with, you know, trying to connect with them on a personal level, and take it to a level where it's more comfortable and it's more friendly than just a business interaction. So kind of figuring out the psychology behind how people buy, and, you know, helping them get to the yes on their own rather than trying to force it upon them. So I've had really great experience with different sales programs so far, that one being the most impactful in my mind. I'm not sure, I saw a couple of heads shaking when I mentioned Sandler. Has anyone else had experience with them? Paul, yes.
Yeah.
Dennis, yes.
Yeah, great
Yeah,
stuff. Great information they offer. Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And I haven't missed yet, you know, when I try the things that they tell you to try, you know, you always end up successful. So, you know,
Yeah.
Groups like, or, you know, trainings like that, you know, I really find beneficial, you know, in every facet of business.
Yeah, and if you want to get exposed to some of that Sandler training without having to really commit to the Sandler training, all the local Chamber of Commerce is hosting, they're the ones kind of hosting all their Zoom stuff. So I know Mercer, Somerset, Hunterdon, all of them, it's Sandler who took over this when the chambers didn't know what to do when they went virtual. So a lot of those are hosted by Sandler, sorry. So let me stop. Let me get back to sharing screen here and we'll jump into going through. Okay, why is it not showing my right screen? Okay, so as far as going in, and let's look at our guest today. So Paul, I'm going to let you introduce Karen.
And sure. Good morning once again, everybody. Karen Sammer has joined us. She's right there on my screen. I've known Karen for a few years now. She does great work. She's a women's heart, I always get this wrong, women's heart champion, where she goes and speaks about health issues for women and their heart, because the way the medical field is out there and diagnosing men and how they handle them is very different than they do with women. So she's got all the statistics that will help prove this. And she works with women and men to get them off medications and diabetes, and if they're overweight, and it's all natural. It's all based on real food and going shopping and figuring out what's best for the people that she works with.
Well, you did a great job, Paul. I was expecting you to say, oh, here's Karen. So Karen, if you want to unmute.
Well,
45 seconds.
Karen will let you know how close I was on a scale of 0 to 10.
Paul, I'll give you an 8.
Okay.
It's women heart, not women's heart, women heart. I'm a women heart champion community educator. Thank you very much, by the way, Paul, for giving me that nice plug. And I do go into the community and I talk about women and our unique challenges around heart health. So that's my volunteer gig. As a health and nutrition coach, I also work with women and men, but mostly women, who are living with or at risk for developing heart disease or other chronic illness that we can manage through lifestyle and nutrition changes. And just back to the point about women and how we're treated in the medical system, if a woman shows up in the ER while she's having a cardiac event, she's 7 times more likely to be sent home while she's having that event, either misdiagnosed or completely undiagnosed, and oftentimes to die. And especially if you don't fit a profile of someone that they expect to be having a cardiac issue, you'll be sent home with some sort of antidepressant medicine or some kind of crazy stuff like that. So it's really important for us to understand what's going on in our bodies and to be able to advocate for ourselves. And that's what I try to help people do. And I also try to help people not have to find themselves in that position because they've taken such good care of themselves. And I teach them how to do that as well. I'm a cancer survivor, I'm a heart attack survivor, and I lost 135 pounds about 11 years ago. And I did that all on my own, and I help people do that the way I did, or not necessarily that amount, but whatever they need to lose. And so that's really what I do.
Excellent, Gary. I know I've seen you at other events, and I actually told my wife about you, but I didn't have your information handy. So I'm so glad you came out.
Well, I'm happy to share it. And your name is Dennis. I was looking at some pictures last night with Paul, and I said, that guy looks familiar, and I couldn't remember. Where did I see you?
The Flemington events that we would have. So
okay.
when things would really happen live. So.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, nice to see you again.
Pleasure seeing you. All right. So we were going to start, then we're going to turn on the live stream and go through everyone's cards. So hold on one second. My screen's all over the map here. Let me see if I can get it here. All right. So as we're starting to stream live, we're going to be going through, we're going to start to this week, we're going to start going through the available spots as people are coming on board, so no one misses when they're actually live. All right. So we are live. And as far as individuals, we do have the realtor position back open. We have about 11 spots open on this team. We limit the team to only 30 professionals, one person for each discipline. And this is our beta team. We are it's 100% free, and we're really learning and teaching each other what works to try to get the most business for each other. So we have realtor, loan officer, real estate attorney, title agent, family law attorney. All the people that has to do with real estate have all been just so busy. We've had people on the team, but we're just so busy with our work. So if you know of anyone, we have a family law attorney, hair salons, and these are just ideas. Anyone that's not in an existing space, childcare, pet groomers, bookkeepers, college planners, staffing, home improvement, landscapers. These are all available positions to join our team. So going through, and we'll begin. So each person has 45 seconds to describe exactly who they are, what they do, and why they're part of the team. So myself, my name is Dennis Harriman. I am the founder of Relax Tax. With Relax Tax, we really do obsess with helping people to retain more of what they earn. You can't just look at taxes in a vacuum. What we found is that, what separates the leverage point, that separates the people who are surviving versus the people who are thriving, is how well they use tax, insurance, and debt together. Often they're sold individually and they conflict with each other and they actually hold you back. But if you have a comprehensive plan where you use insurance, debt, and tax, and then the tax impact of those, that's usually what can extend you and accelerate you to better financial freedom. So we take a comprehensive approach. We're more like an architect. We don't even care if we do your actual tax return. We're really just setting you the plan. Next up, Paul.
Hey, everybody, Paul Taubman from Digital Maestro, where we harmonize your online strategy. We work with small businesses and help them get the visibility online that they need and deserve. So that could be anything from creating a brand new website if it's a new business that's just starting out, or it could be working with somebody who has a site and they just need some things tweaked. We focus a lot on the security aspects, on the SEO, search engine optimization, getting different content out there for you, as well as things like Google My Business and on-page and off-page SEO. So all the technical things that people don't like to do, we can handle it for them. Paul Taubman from Digital Maestro, where we harmonize your online strategy. Lisa D, it's all yours.
Thank you. Good morning. My name is Lisa DeVoren, and I'm a lifestyle consultant with an amazing wellness company called Vfinity. And the goal is to help folks lose that unhealthy weight, regain their health, and live their best life again. There's a new study out that says on average, Americans have put on an additional 25 pounds in the last year. I can help you take it off. If you're looking for a simple plan, it's not expensive, a plan that works, fits a busy lifestyle, this is it. Trust me, I've tried them all. The plan, education, and support are all free. It's really about helping people lose weight and feel great again. So to learn more, visit my website, stayhealthylivebetter.com. And up next is Candido.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Candido Rodriguez. I'm a financial advisor with Northwestern Mutual. And what we do is we drive and we help people taking a personalized approach to identify their goals and dreams and creating a plan with the necessary steps to reach those personal goals through a personal path. We do that by focusing on key activities that are designed to take our clients further than they ever been before. And this include everything that's coming in from education planning, risk management, and retirement planning. My name is Candido Rodriguez with Northwestern Mutual. I think I pass it along to Desiree.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Desiree Hellick, and I own Clarence Services, which is a marketing agency for startups and small businesses. And I help businesses grow with simplified and affordable marketing plans. We do anything from email marketing, lead nurturing campaigns, doodle videos. We do social media maintenance, content marketing, and we even offer chief marketing officer services at more affordable prices than having someone full-time on your staff. So you can reach me at clarenceservices.com, and I have a 5-minute marketing YouTube series that teaches small businesses how to grow and market themselves. So check that out. And Jonas is up next.
Actually, Jonas and Paul and George both told me they weren't going to be able to make it today, so we are jumping ahead. Go ahead, Rich.
Good morning, everybody. My name is
Michelle, you're
Rochelle.
up.
My name is Rochelle DeCrescendo. I'm a physical therapist, and my practice focuses on a type of treatment called myofascial release. So in our bodies, we have, everybody knows we have a skeletal system, a muscular system. We also have a fascial system. The fascial system is a three-dimensional web of tough connective tissue that literally holds everything together. And when we have fascial restrictions in our body, it can cause pain, numbness, tingling, all different kinds of symptoms that don't show up on standardized tests like X-rays, MRIs, and CAT scans. So as a practitioner of this work, I find where those restrictions are, help you release them in the office, and also with home program. And I teach you how to hopefully live a more pain-free, active lifestyle so you can do the things that you want to do.
Thank you. Now, Tracy, I didn't see Tracy. Tracy, are you here?
Yes. Yes, I'm here. Good morning.
Oh, you are
Tracy.
Tracy. Sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. Tracy Spiaggio with Slingshot Health Coaching. I am a functional nutrition and lifestyle practitioner, a national board certified health and wellness coach, and a brain health specialist through Amen Clinics. I work with youth, individuals, and families who are struggling with myriad acute and chronic health issues. I specialize in supporting mental health challenges. My goal is to come alongside the individual and family, capitalizing on the power of the family unit to help them heal through diet, lifestyle changes, spirituality integration, so that the person can not only feel better, but the family can grow stronger as a unit. And up next is Alana.
Good morning. My name is Alana Van Kampen, and I'm the owner of Central Cut Pilates. I teach private and very small group Pilates sessions. I work with all kinds of clients varying from age 8 to 85. I always take into consideration physical history and any current injuries or issues and build a Pilates session around your body's needs. Oftentimes I work with people who have been released from physical therapy and are seeking a more low impact way to exercise. And I also really like to make sure everything I do with my clients can be translated into everyday life. For instance, I really like to work on exercises for balance and proprioception, as these are things that start to naturally deteriorate in your body as you get older. And you can catch me at centercutpilates.com. And next is Randy.
Hey everyone, my name is Randy Morgan, Senior Relationship Banker at M&T Bank in Parsippany. So our goal really, especially if anything in the last year, we've seen small businesses struggle. So our goal is to build relationships with these small businesses and really understand what they need and what's important to their business. So a lot of times we run into businesses who are really good at what they do. But what happens is on the financial side, sometimes they don't really know what they're doing, or that's where they really need the extra help. So our goal is to get them where they need to go. So whether your business is a week old or 20 years old, we're here to help. Randy Morgan, Senior Relationship Banker, M&T Bank. Thanks. Up next, Jeannie.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Jeannie Estante, and I am the owner and founder of I Dream of Jeannie since 1988. I'm excited because I get to talk about so many different companies, but today I want to highlight identity theft protection. And the reason that I want to do that is because, let me just give you a bit of what goes on in life. If you get into a car accident, you call your car insurance guy. If you have health insurance problems or health problems, you call your insurance guy. If you're, have a long-term issue where you need to have your bills paid, you call your long-term insurance. Who do you call, or do you know who to call if you have any kind of identity theft breaching? Well, now you have someone. Her name is Jeannie. And her number is on the screen. Give me a call, learn a little bit of how to protect yourself, and learn about the other companies that I have as well. Next up is Jake. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Jake Miola. I'm also known as Jake the Insurance Guy. I wear a couple of hats. The insurance, I help my clients identify what their current insurance coverages mean, find out what the gaps are and fill them in as far as letting them know what they need to have recommended for coverage, and then finding the right price through my 10 different carriers for that coverage itself. Second hat, during the pandemic, did open up a online used bookstore with a friend of mine. We want to make sure that all the books that have been read during quarantine are getting into new readers' hands. So everyone here can actually use the code RELAX with an exclamation point for a 20% discount on the website. I hope you are able to check it out. And on deck, we have Chris.
Oh, that's not
Actually,
Chris.
I don't know why I was out of order. Yeah, I don't know why I was out of order. Tim, you are up, sir.
Hello, everybody. My name is Tim Stollery. As a working journalist for more than 25 years and a professional storyteller. I'm an artist who uses images, sounds, words, and deep research to tell stories. My work has been recognized with many awards, including 3 Mid-Atlantic region local Emmy Awards. I spent the last 10 years shooting a variety of projects and editing them all on Final Cut Pro, which some of you may have heard of. Now it's like kids, everybody's like Final Cut, Final Cut. Well, I was Final Cut before it was cool. Who's up next? Chris.
Now it's Chris, and
There we
Tim,
go.
you will be our featured speaker.
Wait, no slogan, Tim?
What's that?
No slogan?
No,
Tagline.
I told you last week that slogan's over.
Oh, I'm so.
All right.
I
Sorry.
liked the slogan, Tim. I liked it. It was
Really?
different and fun. Yeah, I liked it from a marketing perspective.
Okay.
Thanks,
Don't
Tim.
worry, we're going to reset you, Chris.
Here we go. So yeah, hello,
We're going to
everybody.
reset Chris.
Can you hear me? Am I live? Yes. Chris Nichols. I'm a financial advisor with Stonehill Financial. And we really help households and small businesses that are doing well, but may have concerns just about the overall estate planning or financial plans. We offer a variety of solutions such as, wealth accumulation for retirement or college, protection strategies to help protect the assets and income, and of course, tax minimization strategies. And really the themes today, a lot of people, pre-retirees, maybe 50s, 60s, concerned about potentially long-term care issues in their own retirement. They might be experiencing that. But also for many others, a rising tax environment is really what we see in the coming years. So we can help people with that as well. Again, Chris Nichols, Stonehill financial advisor. And I'm really, before I turn it over to Robert, just want to say, love the time and effort you're putting into this, Dennis, and Central Teams New Jersey. Great group of people. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And jumping right ahead to Lisa.
Good morning, Relax teams. I am part of the team, and every week I ask you, would you know what to do if someone in front of you collapsed, became unconscious, stopped breathing, was choking when you were out to dinner? Those are my questions I ask every week. Of course, as a certified American Heart Association trainer, I could train you virtually or live. What I'm also reminding all of you today, as far as networking, is that a great ask for me is any fitness instructors, any fitness centers, large banks, large corporate buildings, teachers. Did you know that AEDs are in most stores? If you don't know how to use it, it will never work for restarting somebody's heart. And I'm going to leave you hanging till next week and pass it on to Chris L.
You're up, sir. Chris, you with us? I was here earlier.
I'm here. Sorry about that. Good morning, everybody. Chris Slipper. I founded On the Bus Sales Training and Coaching and Consulting 11 years ago. We coach business owners with virtual bus trips where we put owners together and they share challenges and opportunities and hold each other accountable and do very well with that. And we have a sales training community where we offer weekly classes. We just wrapped up a series yesterday on having a sales system versus not, and what that looks like. And we rehearsed it and role played it, and it was great. Our next class is The Sale Can Start With No, and that will be in 2 weeks. And we have weekly networking events called Vang on Thursday morning. So if you're interested in anything, go to onthebus.biz and check us out. Chris Lipper from On the Bus Sales Training Coaching Consulting.
Anthony, you're up, sir.
Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Anthony Guzman. I'm a risk management consultant. And so I focus on small commercial businesses. My specialty is the manufacturing industry. With the rising costs of property and casualty insurance in the small commercial space, what we do is we use analytical data and artificial intelligence to mitigate risks. We do this by evaluating your policies at a high level, and then going in and seeing if we can reduce some exposures and help the bottom line of your companies. So my name is Anthony Guzman, and I'll put my digital digital business card on the chat so you can see my contact information.
Excellent. And that's it. So let's stop sharing screen and we'll turn it over to our featured presenter today, the man who created the video on our headset, on our main page. Always entertaining. Tim, you are up, sir.
Hello. Can you hear me? Hi.
Yes, we can.
All right. So yeah, I've been doing this TV thing for quite a while. But it's still fun. It's always changing. I mean, I was there. I remember when they handed us pagers like in 1982, and the pager was like about that big. And it was, you know, when you're like 22 or 23 years old, you know, and you're still hanging out with college people, you know, you make sure you carry that pager around to show how cool and important you are. So yeah, and I remember the first cell phones were these like big boxes that you carried around. And even before those, when I was working out of Newark News, our New Jersey network, North Jersey bureau, we had like no phones, we had two-way radios. So it was a lot like being a cop. It was very exciting. Plus, we were going to like fires and crime scenes. So, I mean, I was living the dream, and I still am to an extent, except it's kind of, it's changed along the way. You know, everything has gotten smaller and better. But the key is that you have to know how to put the images and the sounds together. So you can hand an iPhone to somebody, and an iPhone takes pictures, video that's better than these big cameras that I have. But if you don't know, you know, how to hold the camera, how to put the stuff together, you know, it's all of the bells and whistles in the world are not going to help you make a better product. So I'm here to let you know, to let anybody know who's thinking about doing videos, that I have the experience going back to the early 80s, and I've adapted over the years, and I've taught myself all the newer stuff. And when I need to find out something that's really new, I just consult with my oldest son, Brian, who's also a videographer. I don't know why he chose to go into this business, but when he was a kid, like 11 or 12, I taught him the basics of Final Cut Pro on my first Mac that I bought back in like he was born in 90, so I guess I taught him 90, he's 12, so the early 2000s. And then he was teaching me stuff. So now he runs this music company where he promotes, sorry about that. He runs a music production business, among other things. He's in a bunch of different bands, but he tries to help musicians manage their assets, you know, manage their money, and because musicians, they don't make that much money. And he tries to help them, you know, get the most out of their money. And so he helps me with any of the newest gadgets that come out in the digital realm. And it's just a great and interesting thing to be able to, you know, if I need to pick somebody's brain, I just, you know, text or email my son. So that's exciting. Lately, I've been working on a lot of projects that relate to history, because I'm a huge history buff. And I've done videos over the years for an organization called Crossroads of the American Revolution. The Crossroads is it's a federally designated area. They basically give the folks a little bit of money and then they rely upon them to do the rest. And Crossroads is based at the Old Barracks Museum. If anybody remembers class trips, if you're from New Jersey, the class trip, I believe in 5th or 6th grade, was always to the New Jersey State House and the Old Barracks Museum. And so Crossroads is in the Old Barracks appropriately, because Old Barracks was there, was built to house soldiers in New Jersey for the French and Indian War, because the folks in New Jersey didn't want them staying in their houses, in their basements. So they allocated money to build this barracks so that the British allies could be there to defend New Jerseyans from the French and their Indian allies. Anyway, fast forward a couple of years, the American Revolution, the Hessian, one of the Hessian units is staying at the Old Barracks. So I'm a huge history buff. I'm a videographer. I go down to the barracks back in like the early 2000s, and I say, look, I want to know about the history of the Battle of Trenton. And they tell me the books to read, and I ask them about, if they need somebody to pitch stories. At the time, I was not doing my own production stuff, but if they had an interesting event coming up related to history, a gathering of the 1st New Jersey Militia, they'll do this event on a Thursday afternoon or a Saturday night. I would go pitch the story to the news director, and they would say, yeah, go shoot it, get a reporter. And, I was not a reporter at the time. I was a videographer, editor, and story pitcher and producer. And so I just became very tuned into things that are history related in New Jersey. And, some of them I get paid for, and some of them are, gratis, but they always come to me. And so my newest project that I'm working on now is going to be a video for the Washington Crossing Park Association. That's the park that's on the New Jersey side. If you ever go down to where George Washington crossed, you have the Pennsylvania Park on the Pennsylvania side and the New Jersey Park on the New Jersey side. And unfortunately, over the years, the key elements of the actual crossing and the really difficult trek from that area, Titusville, it wasn't called Washington Crossing at the time, obviously. So you go from Titusville, New Jersey, down to Trenton. Everybody thinks, or some people think, oh, Washington crossed across, from Pennsylvania to Trenton. No, he crossed 9 miles up. They crossed from Upper Makefield to Titusville, and then they had to march in the snow and the nor'easter for 9 miles to Trenton, and then surprise the Hessians, who, by the way, were not drunk. That's a myth that's been disproven. So anyway, I don't know how I got onto history. I just, I start talking and I ramble. I guess am I up to my 10 minutes, Dennis?
You're getting closer, Tim, but I want to stress and point out how, you're excellent at shaping a story and helping people to do that. I know we're doing it for Relaxed Teams with the Stevens video. You just took those raw clips from our meetings and made that story on the front page, and anyone can see that on the front page. And the way you really hook the video, succinct it, and bring it together, I think is amazing. So, that's something I wanted to, if you want to talk a little bit more about your storytelling pieces and how you can shape a story out of raw video, I think you have a skill that most people don't.
Okay, well, thank you, Dennis, for that. I learned early on that when you start a piece, you need a hook. And so the hook on the piece that we did for Huddles was that news piece thing. It's like a couple of 30 seconds from NBC, horrible things happening, as the pandemic spreads, and then from right out of that, you've established, you've grabbed the folks' attention, and they're listening. And so right out of that, you write a narration that leads out of what that lead just said. you know, as the world changes, you know, people are looking for something to do. And so along comes huddles, and then we show a shot of us talking and dealing with the pandemic in our own way. When I did a piece on plastics packaging back in, I don't know, late 80s or early 90s, we needed a hook. And I'm always looking for a hook. So I went out and I researched, and this is, I think, before you could just go on YouTube and find all this stuff. I reached out to like the Plastics Council and asked them about commercials. And they sent me these old TV commercials. And do you remember one called Mr. Clean, ding, ding, ding?
Yes.
I did a series called Plastic Packaging, Here Today, Here Tomorrow. Get it? Here Today, Here Tomorrow. And it's all, I mean, it's all so real. I mean, these stories are still with us. People are talking about, you know, like the plastics that are in the ocean and the little plastic beads. So I did plastics packaging, and like I said, in like late 80s, early 90s, and I started it with this Mr. Clean commercial, and then it just kind of flowed from there. You know, you say, everybody thinks, you know, plastics are convenient, but what are the downside? And then you have your first expert who says, well, yeah, plastics are great, but look at what they do here, X, Y, and Z. And so, yeah, when you do a short feature for what I do now for folks, or even for TV, you're looking for that hook that gets them right at the beginning. And I'd love if anybody wants to, you know, brainstorm about video ideas, even if they don't want to hire me to do it. If they're just thinking that they might want to do a video, you know, you have my email or my phone. Give me a call or reach out, and you know, we'll just brainstorm a little. My brain is here. You're free to pick my brain.
No, and Tim, and it's great. And to see all the work that you do behind the scenes to shape that those videos just don't happen. The hard work you put in to make sure that when it's said and done, and in that 3 to minutes piece, that story has been told. And it's so much more than just shooting a raw footage and running it. I mean, the way you pull it together is wonderful, and tie it with those pieces. So I'm going to open it now up to questions. Does anyone have any specific questions for Tim?
Well, I don't have a question, but I just want to say, Dennis, that I agree with you 100%, because Tim also pulled together something for Vfinity, a 1 minute. We were looking for a 1 minute clip, and he did a sample for us, and we really didn't give him any background. He just went to the website and was able to pull together a great piece. We were amazed at how well it was done, being that we didn't really give him any background. So
money.
Excuse me.
He is quite Tim is quite the storyteller.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lisa. I had forgotten about that.
Yeah, it was a great piece.
Well, let's do another.
Who else is up? Any other questions for anyone?
I'll just say real quick, I don't have a question, but also I've been working with Tim. We started some discussions about doing a video for my practice as well. We haven't actually done anything yet, but hopefully we're trying to line up some patients to get some patient testimonials, and put together some video for my social media and website. And Tim's had some really great ideas for me as well. Like I said, nothing concrete yet, but we've been in the works and we've been talking a bunch of times, and I know it'll come out well when we finally get it done.
Thanks, Rachel. And if anybody has not had their myofascial session, you gotta do it. She's amazing. You gotta just go for it and see what it is. It's so different. It's like, I mean, I've done over the years, as I was telling Rachel, with my back, hauling equipment back when the equipment was very heavy. I've been through many rounds of PT and many rounds of chiro, and what she is able to do is just really cool. And I even said to her before I went there, luckily I don't have any major injuries, because a few years ago I got the religion on strengthening the core. And if you strengthen the core, your back pain will go away. And it's really true. I mean, if you work on the core, the back pain, knock on wood, will stay away. So that's something to think about. But if you do have like a lingering injury, Rachel is the person to take care of it for you.
Thank you, Tim. I very much appreciate that. Thank you.
Tim, is your website in the chat? I only see your email. Do you have a website?
Go to his Relax Teams page. All his contact information is right there. If you look at the Central Jersey team page, go to Tim. Tim is, and as far as, awesome storyteller, he's won these Emmys for a reason. And you definitely want to go out to his team's page and connect with him there, and link right through. You'll have all that information. It'll be downloaded, and you can download it. His contact information is there. That's the best place to find him right now. But Tim is someone who, again, as part of the team, we're going to make sure people find Tim. He's such a great storyteller, and we're going to help him turn that into a better business for himself. As you can tell, he's more focused on the other person and not himself. And we're going to work on that with him.
And I'll respond this way by saying that, the website has been on the #1 on the list for about like 5 years now, but I have a website, I got the domain and everything. But luckily I've been busy. So that's my story and I'm sticking to it, but I'm going to work on it. I don't know. Do we have any web folks that are on the email?
Paul can help you.
Yeah, Paul.
We
Now,
talked.
Paul and I, we've talked.
All right, so you guys pull it together. Very good. Well, thank you. We'll wrap it up here. I just want to tell Tim, that was, I can't stress enough the great work that you did on the first video, the other videos you do. And I think when we launch the Stevens video, again, you have the script all together. We're going to have that up soon, which kind of talks about what was done behind the scenes at Relax Teams. I think that's going to, again, highlight your skills, sir. So I appreciate everything you do for the organization and just for the community. I mean, your dedication to the history is just, you are a storyteller. You tell stories very well.
Thank you.
All right. So that's it for this week. I believe, Lisa, you're up next week, right? Lisa with Heart? Are you up?
You got it.
All right.
I'll be up next week.
We'll be interested in seeing what you have. Awesome. Excellent,
Perfect.
everyone. Stay in touch. Reach out if you need to. And that's it for another session.
Thanks, everyone.
Have a great week.
Thanks for having
Thanks,
me.
everybody.
Guys. Keep